Hey everyone, Sir Jellybean here, and we are back with some Cool Times Gates for Ostfront, and this is some PvP with my friend, Mr. Smiley Ghost. He's got Smiley Ghost gaming channel, which obviously I will link in the description below. So here we are, and this is a PvP match against two gentlemen of the finest quality, I might add. And obviously, this is phenomenal. So as you can see, PvP is very fun. As always, it is interesting, always a challenge. Just adjusting my sound so I can hear it. And the map is, I forgot the map already, it's one of the new DLC maps. Ronzi, that's it there. And it's a very fun map, very interesting. We're obviously playing as the Germans. And there is a bit of lag at the start, a few lag issues, but don't worry about that, I get through it. And I believe they're playing as the Russians, the USSR. So, Tyler's a very good player as well. We play a lot of skirmish together. I've just used his real name, sorry for that. Smiley Ghost. But yeah, he is a really cool player. I'd say he's very good at his tactical planning. If you watch him play, I'm more of a panicker. I'm good at the kind of rush stuff, but I do panic. He's very good at kind of having a battle plan and sticking to it. I'm more of the shout and complain kind of guy. But he is basically going for the back points here. I'm going for the middle. I know we're probably going to get overwhelmed at the start, but we'll use I believe the Grenadier squads to kind of get in there. And the battle plan is always with me and Smiley Ghost to use your infantry to our advantage. Because even though vehicles are useful, having good control of your infantry and good support will lead to victory. So we do try and invest quite heavily in infantry, and we do try and support them. I believe I went with I can't remember what doctrine I went. I think it's Western Front doctrine. I think Smiley Ghost went with the same. Like I say, the link will be on his channel. I'll be doing his own commentary. Go and watch it because there are some doozy moments in this one. There's probably one of the most epic moments, and you will see it soon. So definitely stay tuned in. And yeah, these matches are always a bit of a rush or a slow start. So as you can see, I get straight into the middle and start splitting those squads up. It is a little bit choppy because the ping of one of the guys we're playing wasn't great. You will see a little bit of chop, but you know that happens on PvP. And obviously we've got the early kind of captures. But with the new kind of doctrines, obviously changing up how the infantry is and different squads, it's very... You don't really know what the meta is going to be. Different doctrines have really different types of troops. But straight away, as you can see, I'm waiting for the armoured car. I do like the armoured car. I believe I do go down that route, as does Smiley Ghost. As you can see, we've got the early contact now, chipping in. And they're straight down the street, and this is where I'm like, oh god, they've outflanked me. So straight away I grab onto the MG, hit the deck, and as you can see, initiate heavy return fire. And it works out pretty well. I do like to direct control my infantry. I know when I played with Sheba will always say you're wasting time doing that. That is true. You should be commanding other things, but I really like to get on the LMG. Even though Sheba is a fantastic player, he's better than me at PvP. He's got the Aussie skill. You will also go watch some of his PvP stuff because I regularly watch it and steal his tactics. But yeah, it is tough PvP. It's a lot more, I'd say, you know, it's more random. People do really crazy stuff that the AI doesn't think of normally. We've got the armoured car coming, and I think it's always a good option for the Germans because the 2cm can rip through most light vehicles, and obviously it can tear through infantry. I've noticed though the HE rounds aren't as strong against infantry. Sometimes they're taking HE rounds to the face. I know there's some elite troops, but go on, an auto cannon round to the face, like, be real. But this map, as you can see, lots of close quarters, lots of line of sight blockers, also makes it a bit of a nightmare for vehicles to push up. So I get the armoured car and I kind of hold it back. I'm pretty sure I remember saying to Tyler I was going to hold it back a little bit, flank but not push it straight in because obviously them playing as the Russians, I believe they're the Russians, can have AT rifles, they can bring BTs, they can bring quite stuff. So I kind of put it in a position where I can start engaging. As you can see, I try and keep a bit of distance, because obviously those cheeky Panzerfaust that the Russians can also get. And I believe it, yeah, I'm pretty sure we are fighting the Russians. Yeah, we are. And they are doing some damage to us, but I do just kind of push them back, because we've got the triple cap. You know, Tyler's back capping, he's doing really well there. As you can see on the minimap as well, top left, Tyler digs his troops in on the points. He actually digs in the full squad, which some people are like, oh, it's wasteful. It's not wasteful, because the enemies will outflank, enemies will try and get around you. Having actual dug-in defences instead of just having one guy on the point can be really good, especially when you're busy microing in the main battles, normally in the centre or off to the sides. As you can see here, though, another squad's coming in, the Grenadiers. I normally go standard Grenadiers, and Tyler's spawning the legendary armoured carvers, which you will see achieve a Knight's Cross of pure greatness. We're slowly chipping into the troops, kills here and there, and putting some suppression down, but nothing too major, but I do like to see a bit of fire from the AP armoured car. And the centre's fairly tight at the moment, which is good. We're getting some early point bonus over them. Gives us a little bit of security. I'm pretty sure this time Tyler's on about how he's going to go up the flank. And he's like, I'm going to do it. And I'm like, just be careful. But, as you can see, he just goes for it. And actually, this is really good because going up to kind of moving up, the aggression was wise because they weren't being very aggressive with us. Which means, yeah, they could be stacking up AT guns and stuff, but always be pushing. It's not about getting kills on battle zones, it's about winning that 1,000 points quickest. So, actually, it doesn't matter if you lose 100 men and they only lose 10. If you win, you win. A win's a win. Even if it's a win of attrition. And we kind of get into that mindset of we play the objective. We try and play tactical, especially Tyler. And I try, he's got. You watch him play this, you'll see the kind of good skill set and the mindset behind it. And we complement each other well, I think, because I'd say he's got a cooler head when it comes to attack plans. I'd say I'm pretty good with my micro and stuff, but my plans do fall apart once I start panicking a little bit. And I get a bit I want to kill everything. But as you can see, I'm spreading out in the kind of the cemetery. That is the thing. Difference between a graveyard and a cemetery. I believe a cemetery is connected to a church. And oh no, it's a graveyard connected to a church and a cemetery isn't. No, a cemetery has a church and a graveyard doesn't. There's a bit of a fact. I think I got that correct the way around. And like I say, the centre's really secure. Armoured cars back. Tyler's dug in troops on the rear and the sides. So we are in a very good position here. We're taking the lead quite substantially now. We're over 100 points ahead. It's a nice little bump. And I pull back actually because I'm like, well, I'm just going to hold back and wait in case they try and push a tank in or try and push up. Now I really should have bought something like a mortar and AT gun, but I tend to stay away from them because they're transporting them up and looking after them. But there is obviously some great options when it comes to the call-ins for the Western Front Doctrine, the half-tracks and all that stuff. And I think do I save up for an armoured, like a bit of a better infantry squad I might do? And then obviously over here, Tyler's got it nicely locked down. So we're not seeing anything, and we're getting a bit suspicious. I say, right, I'm going to push some troops up, and I believe I start pushing up to the point. There are enemies obviously going to be around somewhere, but if anything, it's too quiet. And that makes me very suspicious, and it makes Tyler ultra suspicious, and we're getting to the point where we're like, right, what are they cooking up? Are they going for T-34s? Are they going for KVs? What's going on? So I'm like, right, I'll sacrifice these two guys, it doesn't matter. And as we push up, once again, nothing. And that's just me pinging, showing where I'm pushing into. Now he starts bringing the armoured car, you can see it on the minimap. And all of a sudden, there's a couple of guys, I think, but that's it. There's a couple of enemy infantry dug in up here, and I'm like, where's all their forces? And Tyler decided to go big balls moment. Just goes, screw it, I'm going in. Which is also, by the way, because it, as you can see, it starts to work beautifully. So I start engaging the troops, and I think they hit the deck, but Tyler starts ripping into with the autocannon, as always. Good choice. We get to the point, but they haven't got much defending it. And we're both very suspicious at this point, as you can tell. We're like, where the hell is everything? What's going on? Are they playing the long game? Well, it must be. So I just do a bit of micro, try and engage the enemy troops, try and cause as much damage as possible, and keep them busy, whilst Tyler in the APC just, basically rips into him because he's got a fantastic position on it there. And as you can see on the minimap, he starts pushing him further, and I'm like, be careful, but Tyler knows what he's doing. He's a bit of a madman when it comes to the old armoured car. As you can see there, he's just ripping into him, putting rounds down and pushing him away. And you see the first bang there, and what was that from, you might think? AT gun vehicle? And you'll see shortly, because Tyler, which he almost runs over my soldier there. And I'm like, what? And all of a sudden, we know there's something else there. And I thought Tyler's going to pull back. No. Tyler goes next level and goes, you know what? I'm becoming armoured reconnaissance. Heavy recon. And he just goes for it. And I'm like, be careful, dude, be careful. And all of a sudden, he happens upon an enemy. A mortar. And he shreds it, demolishes it. And I thought, well, it's not a mortar that made that big shot. What else is shooting at? So Tyler, being the legend that he is, goes, I'm going to investigate further after this. So he pulls back, but as you can see, he's not retreating. And there, a round drops. And I'm thinking AT gun. I'm sure it's an AT gun. But I am wrong. And this is where Tyler's cojones, that's another word for balls, comes into play. And he goes the full flank, and he's an absolute madman. So there you think, right, what is it? Is it an AT gun? What is it? Is it a tank? But a whole ball, an SU-76. But not just one, two. And this is the moment where I'm literally giggling. Tyler just goes for it, and just keep smiling, I keep using his real name, but it's not. And he's just hammering. And they can't hit him. Look at that, the panic on both these players. Because I'm sure it's he's hitting them, he's causing damage, he's causing chaos. And he's discovered them, so he's completely destroyed the plan, because their plan was to use them to overwhelm us. He keeps hitting, he keeps doing damage, he kills some of the crew, and I believe they land around here soon. Does, I believe, hit. just off now. Oh no, a little bit longer. And then we get a lag, and I'm a bit salty here because I want to watch Tyler completely demolish them. And I'm like, no, I'm not watching away. I want to watch. And he's done some good damage to one. He's panicked the other. And I'm just checking the ping. It's obviously, good players though. They were nice guys. They were obviously building up for the long game there. And I'm trying to get my Panzer IV ready to engage. And finally, they do take out his armoured car. But he's already damaged one. He's discovered the other. We know exactly what they've got now. We've pushed them back. We've caused chaos. And in that time, they've lost troops. Their armour's been discovered. They lost a mortar. They are not in a good way at all. So basically, Tyler at this point, Smiley goes, has basically demolished them. He's broken the plan. They've been identified, and they are panicking. And also, they're thinking, wait a minute, if our armoured car's done it, what else is coming? And as you can see, they're still fighting with the armoured car, pumping rounds in. It's time they're wasting. We're getting away with points. We're strengthening our position with infantry. I even think it's trying to move a couple of guys up to try and cover that mortar position. And we start thinking, like, I've got obviously the Panzer IV coming in, and we're just holding, we're digging in. Like, Tyler goes for the left flank again, a bit more aggression. But I start digging in on the centre because they haven't got enough to dislodge us with what they brought, which is great. That's what we want to see. We want to see them panicking. We want to see them in trouble. No offence to the other players, but, And the Panzer IV House G is a good tank. It's got a heavy gun. It can do a lot of damage. And I just station it there. But they do start coming back. It's not completely over. They start putting a bit of aggression in. But they've allowed us to definitely strengthen too much on the map. I'd say that was the problem. They should have... There's actually 76s coming deadly, but why didn't they push them down the flanks, where they could have open terrain, where they could have took advantage? Now, they are taking shots at us, but it's still not enough for them to take over. But they have some infantry there. I do try a bit of cheeky frags. Don't think it works too well on this one, because they're pretty good at micro, these team. As you can see, they're going out of there. I try an SMG, but it does very little. Because, you do a bit of damage, but I'm pretty sure this guy dies pretty quickly. And the Panzer IV gets brought up to engage, which is quite fun. And over there, my infantry's just engaging. I don't want them to get the mortars back online. I don't want them to be pushing any further. So I'm trying to engage and trying to kill. But as you can see, the rifles are crap accuracy. And he's got body armour, so it just does nothing. It's a bit of a waste of time. The Su-76 is taking pot shots, but time's ticking away, points ticking away. This is where they need to be ultra aggressive, and I think they're trying, but I think they invested too many points early on into those Su-76s. And Tyler, once again, is pushing the left flank, and there's no response from them, really. I pushed my armoured car trying to be brave. Not as brave as Tyler was, because obviously I know what I'm heading into. But I thought, well, he did a good attack with it, and I can throw away the armoured car. It's not that viable to me. But if it can cause them to panic a little bit, then it's worth it. So I know the Su-76 is there on the minimap, but this time I'm just looking for it in actual first person. And I can see it there, but the problem is the walls are just devastating for slowing me down super slow. So I go in, I see it, I do get some rounds on it, and the first round's hit, and I do some damage, but unfortunately I'm a bit panicked by the other one. But we do get through it, do some damage, it's great. I'm trying to just take one out, but the other one does take me out. But the other one's been fairly badly damaged, crews killed and stuff. But we're just playing for time, really, because they can't assault, we keep sending troops up, we keep causing damage. Our points are ticking up as well, so we can get better stuff. Now, the mortar is back online, I believe, here. And I'm thinking, right, how can I counter that? And I'm like, oh, let's bring some armoured. I think the recon squad, so let's bring some more troops just to stack up. Panzer IV gets pushed forward. Idea is I can push the troops out and just engage their armoured vehicles as well. So it's quite a good plan. And once again, pushing forth, engaging. My guy's got a Panzer V start, of course, brave. But yeah, it's hard to be careful for those Su-76s because they do have a fairly strong gun. And this terrain really does help them. All these walls and all this cover really helps them stay in cover. But there we go, we're firing rounds at the Su-76, the infantry's coming forward. Does a bit of damage, as you see, infantry just sponges rounds like hell on multiplayer, like some of the health is kind of crazy. So I pull the Panzer IV back a bit. I'm just thinking, right, bring them into the street. Let's bring them up. And I've got these infantry coming that I set up in a decent position. The mortar is chewing away through us, but as you can see, bits of explosion and shrapnel just everywhere. But it's going alright, it's not going too bad. Keep pumping round in, keep shooting, keep shooting. But with the Panzer IV, I should have really moved it onto the open fields to the right. But I was too focused on the centre, but that's just how I get a bit. I get a bit over-focused on things. I should really be thinking of other options, think out the box, like Tyler did when he pushed up with the armoured car. That was what we should be doing, thinking out the box. I do send this soldier forward. I'm thinking about trying to hit this Su-76. I can't actually remember if I do or not. So we're both going to be excited at this point, whether I think, but I'm going for it. I'm like, right, is there a chance to hit this Su-76? I see it, I'm like, come on! But he is starting to get engaged, which ain't good. Do we see him? He's firing, quick, look. And he does get shot. Ah, wounded. But I was so close. I do have the heat launcher rounds, which I like. But as you can see, you can't even get over crumbled walls. I do start pumping around that, and then I go back to the Panzer IV and think, right, they're getting a little bit close. I need to start helping out. There we go, just keep hitting, keep engaging. But we're triple their points at this point. Tyler's got captured ages back on the south, not to mention that. The quad capped and all the forces are basically in the middle trying to take on my Panzer IV. They do some damage to it. I think they eventually do take us out, I can't remember exactly, but they're just struggling like hell. I believe they bring the T-60 up to try and attack Tyler, but Tyler's got troops dug in. He's pretty good at these very good at these tactical attacks. He's very good at flanking. He's very good at distracting them in other locations, so they have to over micro, which is a fantastic plan. And I'm just here with the Panzer IV having a bit of fun, shooting away. And I think Tyler actually starts blasting away at that tank that's trying to engage him up to the south. But I can't remember the exact result of that fight. We'll find out in the kill section area, as you can see on the top right. But yeah, the middle is still fairly under our control. And I'm like, right, we're doing okay. Things aren't going too bad. You can hear the T-60 firing away at him, and I'm like, what the hell's going on over there? And he is having a bit of an engagement, half-track versus T-60. But he's keeping them at bay, and that's the main thing. And I say, right, what to bring next? And obviously there's quite a few choices, which is cool. The artillery signaller, because it is my favourite. I do like the artillery signaller, it's always a good choice. I believe I bring the... Do I bring the Stug? Yes, I bring a Stug 3. Stug 3 is fantastic. I do like the Stug. T-60 is struggling to engage Tyler. If they'd microed it themselves, maybe they get through, but I think they're too busy. But Tyler's holding... Smiley Ghost, sorry, I keep saying his name. It's alright. Identity fraud him, he'll be fine. But yeah, he's holding that objective fantastically. It really caused a lot of damage. As you can see, it's almost over. The match is coming to that end, which is cool. There we go, blasting away, blasting away, blasting away. Just keep shooting, keep killing. But the tank does get hit by Faust. We've took damage there. But it's not over yet. Because there is a little bit of an ace up their sleeve. As you can see, I think, well, the match is surely over. There's nothing that could scare us at this time. And all of a sudden, a red dot appears on the screen. A tank of a heavier class does arrive. Maybe too late to do anything major, but enough to panic me because my Panzer IV's just been ripped to pieces. It's KV-85. Was it Yeah, it's KV-85. Now that panics me because the KV-85 is a bit of a beast with its main gun. So I straight away got the Stug moving into position. I've got Faust troops ready. I'm trying to get my troops in range to kill their infantry. Now, we think, yeah, the game's in the bag, which it is, basically. As you can see, with quad captain. But that KV-85, as you can see there, Panzer IV just gets annihilated. So I'm right, that ain't going to happen. Artillery signaller moves up with his signal gun. And I've got the Stug moving in to engage. I'm like, right, we're not taking any crap here. We will finish this. And even though we know the victory is assured almost, we don't take chances, me and Smiley Ghost. We'll annihilate our enemies, absolutely. So there, we're putting in some artillery, make sure these get held back. And the Stormgeschütz comes in range. Armor piercing's loaded. I know it's a KV-85, it's a big lad, but we do need to stop this piece. We need to revenge the Panzer IV. So we're coming in. And there we go, ground hits, fantastic. And that's the end of the show. We win the match there. And I've got to say, a fantastic show from Smiley Ghost. A fantastic match, and quite frankly, a great start to our PvP campaign. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you on the next one.